This past Friday, Nike had one of its worst days on record.
Shares of Nike are slipping in overtime after reporting a miss in revenue expectations.
Taking a massive 20% hit today.
The company said that it expects sales to drop 10%.
The athletic gear maker is cutting costs as part of a 3-year, $2 billion efficiency plan.
Nike has some seriously large shoes to fill if they plan to return to growth in the near future.
It is the biggest one-day drop in Nike's history. And this all started when Nike stated in their new fiscal year that they expected a decrease in their sales once again. Nike stock has already kind of been on the downward spiral for quite some time after climbing above a 170 price point back in 2021. The shares closed then though on Friday at $75.36. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I might need to go buy into Nike and get something because I do feel like we're gonna see Nike come back now. Will it be at that 170 anytime soon? That part I just don't know. The new CEO, or somewhat new CEO of Nike, is John Donahoe. Now John, there's no disrespect to you whatsoever, but you did come in on Nike during one of its best times, or a very popular time for Nike in 2021. And John, when he came in, his main message and his main, plan for Nike was direct to consumers, cut out some of these wholesalers, and kind of rely on some of the classics and legacy products like Nike and Jordan brand. And they've been doing that. I mean, you've been seeing the constant release of hype, the constant release of its legacy colorways and brands like the Military Blue 4s, the Lightning 4s, Kobe 6 Grinches, KD 4 All-Stars, Kobe 6 Camos, and there's just way more that I just can't think off the top of my head. These are just some behind me, but we've seen a lot of the legacy product being reintroduced now, and it's always kind of been a cycle, but that's kind of what John wanted to lean into for his plan moving forward. And of course, like Nike Dunks and Pandas, that as well. Now, it worked for quite some time, but I think at this point now, we're in a whole different age. The economy's where it's at, inflation's where it's at, and we just have so many releases back to back to back that at this point now, it's kind of running the well dry. They even said it themselves on Thursday that the demand for lifestyle shoes like Dunks is slowing more than previously expected. I mean, you're releasing them each and every single week, but I mean, hey, I'm just a YouTube guy, right? I don't know stocks. I don't know all. I mean, look, I know what people want. I have a good fingerprint, whatever you want to say, on the culture and what people like and what people want. I understand it. I don't know if all those suit and ties and all these shareholders know the same thing though. They don't. I don't know. Now on Thursday's call, Donahoe did say, come back. We're making a comeback. Nike's gonna make a comeback, which I really do believe. Like, I honestly believe that Nike's got it. You gotta though dive a little bit more deeper into the culture. Know your consumers, because your consumers have changed the same way that my audience has changed from this year to moving forward. I mean, it's a whole different, completely new. There's a lot of people from the old, but it's a lot of new people. Like, for what I'm saying is, like, for instance, and we're going to talk about some of these 2025 releases, but there's product that's released in the past couple of years that sold for thousands beforehand. And now they selling below retail. And it has a lot to do with the consumer base currently who are into sneakers. The sneakerheads of today versus the sneakerheads of 5-10 years ago. It just is what it is. It's completely different. There's people that stuck around this channel. There's people that stuck around the sneakers, but people have moved on. Perfect example that I've always used is you look at the LeBron line. LeBron Miami Night Lows, LeBron Watch the Thrones, LeBron Hardwood Classics, Fairfax 7s. A lot of those that I stated, some of them at least, are PEs, LeBron Palmers. Some of these PEs, some of these are extremely limited release sneakers that went for money back in its time when it was released. I mean, flipped, goes for a great value. You fast forward to that now, and they're below retail. LeBron Fruity Pebbles. Bro, you had to spend a rack to get those. Now, they're going for below retail. So it shows that, there's a difference of the buyer now than what we are now. The LeBron of 5, 6, 7 years ago is now the Travis Scott of now. People are buying into that. That's what people want now, is the Travis Scott, the Union. They want those type of collaborations. So I think that they need to kind of figure that out and understand that a little bit more. And I think they are. It just, let's say today that Nike figures it out, we're not gonna see that change until a whole new year later, because what's being made right now is not more than likely releasing until January, February of next year. Usually the product being made right now is not releasing until 6 months out. So anything being made, thought of right now, you got a long time to go. And even then, the product that's being made right now was not even designed and thought about maybe to another 3 to 4 months beforehand. So it takes a minute for this stuff to kind of crank up. And this also goes alongside with the 2% layoff that Nike had did earlier this year, laying off 2% of its workforce, as well as a new $2 billion cost-cutting plan that is set to take place, I believe, going into 2025 or just even right now. But there's a lot of changes, a lot of having to, pull up the bootstraps and get things in order for Nike right now. So right now it's going to be a mess, and right now it's going to be, uphill climb, okay? Now, with that being said, we do have a lot, and it's almost like I don't know if this is the plan, because this plan, in my opinion, may not work. But with that being said, 2025, right now as we speak, there is a whole bunch of classic Jordans, legacy Jordans, that are coming out. And it's been stated before that, Nike's wanted to focus on the new product, the new technology, the new innovation, and not as much as on the legacy products. But from what we're about to get into now for 2025, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I ain't got no issue with it. But that being said, also, and I talked about this a little bit earlier on Twitter, is that I understand as a consumer, we don't, like, Tony, why complain about products sitting? Why complain about products going on sale? Why? We're winning here. And I get you. But you got to understand that if Nike's not winning something, they're not going to keep providing stuff to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, sample, my clothing line, or even think of your business, right? If you're selling a product for $100 and you're having to sell it at $60 because it's not selling at 100 and you had to cut your money, and then you're only profiting, say you make it for 50, you sell it for 100 and you only selling it for 60 and you're making $10, you're not going to be able to continue to just run like that and run a business. There's a reason why 2% of the workforce is now gone. It's a reason why they're having to do this $2 billion plan. So we want Nike to win, and we want to win as a consumer, and it be balanced so that everybody can move forward. We can be happy with the product that's put out. We can get access to the product that's put out. And at the same time, Nike can win as well. And you may say, okay, well, Tony, bro, they could just drop Travises. Give us all the Travises. Give us all the shoes we want. I think that's what they're kind of doing now with the general public and general releases, and they see that happening. And who's to say if they just start dropping these Travises back to back to back, that it may devalue the Travis, and then the Travis turns into like, the GRs of today. And you may question why or how. Well, the Union 1 that we seen release, the Union 1, in all reality, to be honest, it's kind of lost the value over time. Even some of the Alma Meniers 5s, like, go below retail. So all these shoes are pretty much, or some point, have sold below retail, except kind of for the Travises. Like, those are the only ones that have sit up there. So yeah, they can make the product more and more for us, but it ends up hurting them in the long run. And yes, Nike makes shoes maybe for $25, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And even at the sell price, they may make some money, but they got to make a certain amount of money to keep this certain amount of workforce and people in their jobs. You start cutting costs, you start cutting profits. It's still profit, yes, but that profit that is needed to push the business forward. And if you lose that profit, you got to make some cuts. And that's what we're seeing here. It was sponsored by Manscaped, the leading men's grooming and hygiene products trusted by over 10 million men worldwide. Now, this is probably the most used product that I use from Manscaped, because I pretty much use it every single day. And today has been brought together by what you see here known as the Buff Bundle. Are you tired of that stinky washcloth that dies after a few days and starts smelling like some mildew? Start smelling like your ball sack after a 3-hour session at the gym? Well, look no further from the Buff Bundle. This is the ultimate showering kit for men that want to look better as well as feel better. To start things off, we have the Body Buffer. my favorite part out of the bunch. The body buffer is actually a handheld exfoliator that helps remove dead skin, unclogged pores, as well as ingrown hairs. It's made from 100% antibacterial silicone and ready for some of the harshest environments out there, as well as some of the harshest skin. The bristles featured on the body buffer help give you a great lathering when utilizing the body wash, getting a great lather to utilize for cleaning your skin. It's also very soft. It's actually very flexible as well to get through every single little part of your body and any little crevice that's needed. It's also extremely compact, easy to use, and it beats those typical other bath loafs and little puff balls because those are a breeding ground for bacteria. Remember, this is 100% silicone antibacteria, so you ain't gotta worry about nothing growing within this bad boy right here. So I've been utilizing this body buffer for about maybe 2 years now, and it's my go-to. I love utilizing it. I don't use washcloths anymore. It gets the job done. It gets that nice lather up, so you get all those suds, you get all into those crevices and get a very, very nice clean cleanse, as well as exfoliation. You know, there's a lot of dead skin that builds up on our bodies. This helps get it off, and it does not hurt. It's extremely, extremely soft and smooth, but not too soft to get the job done. Alongside with the Buff Bundle, you're gonna get 2 bottles of their body wash. And I've been using this since they even initially started the body wash. They initially came out in like tin cans or aluminum. Now they swapped these out to plastic, which I like way more because it's just easier, it's lighter, and if you ever dropped it, it would ding it. The plastic is a much better overall use for these bottles right here. The body wash is infused with aloe vera and sea salt to help you have a very nice, clean and cleansed cleaning when utilizing the Manscaped body wash. It's also cruelty-free, dye-free, and it is vegan as well, and scented with a cologne fragrance that my wife loves. So trust me when I say this, the most used product. I love the lawnmower, I love everything else, but you only need that trim every once in a while. A body buffer and body wash, you need that every single day. I mean, hopefully you're taking a shower every single day. So ditch that low for him. Hopefully I'm even saying it right. Just ditch the washcloth, ditch all that other stuff, and get yourself the Buff Bundle. Trust me, you can get 20% off by checking out the link down below in the description. 20% off, free shipping, free international shipping by utilizing the link down below in the description. And it's extremely affordable. Check it out, give it a shot, and let me know if you've already tried it down below in the comment section. But once again, I love you guys, and today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. Now, coming into 2025, with that being said, you know, I like to talk about other brands as well, but it isn't really an ASIC or a Saucony or a New Balance who's putting out like 2025 releases. You don't, there's a really good embargo, a really good secrecy, or there's a lot of structure going in with other brands. It's Nike who's just has their stuff wide open. Their legs just spread open. Bust that Uzi open and I tell her bring it back. You feel me? Like there needs to be some, Nike got to get that on point, you know? People are leaking, they leak stuff like it's an artist, you feel me? But hey, it is what it is. With that being said, one off the rip that is not a legacy product, but that has been spoken more about is the fact that more and more Travis Scotts are releasing. We also have a collaboration, another one of the Jordan 1 Low OG Velvet Brown, and these are set to release into 2025 for a retail price point of $150. So we thought at one point that, I think I even did a video on it that supposedly like this was the last Jordan 1 Low Travis. Like that was a title for me and some other people. I think even Seth, salute to Seth, we thought that was gonna be like the last Jordan 1, that they were gonna pivot to some other products. Apparently not. We did get the Canaries, and now we have another Jordan 1 Low leading into 2025. So Jordan 1 Low Travis Scotts are still here, still coming around. Now, as far as legacy products go, we got the Jordan 4 OG White Cement. So that is coming back now into May 2025. And I want to say the last time that release was 2018, I want to say, or maybe 2016. Yes, I stand corrected. 2016 is when this shoe last dropped. So it's about, you know, getting close to, it will be 9 years moving into that release. And we got the legacy products coming in. You know, I own my pair. I don't plan on selling it because it's beat up and I'll wear it to the ground, but that is what I've stated before, man. Like we're starting to see a lot of, we've been seeing the shoes of the 2013s, 2014s, and now the 2016s coming around. It's literally like a perfect globe because 2013, a lot of those shoes have already made their way 2014, 2015, 2016 is up next, you feel me? So we got those dropping. Another one is the Jordan 5 OG Grape. That's another shoe, and I think that shoe released back in 2013. That was literally a shoe that was like popping like right when I started YouTube. And I'm not gonna lie, I own a pair as well. I haven't worn it in a minute, but knowing Nike and knowing Jordan Brand, we're gonna get that Nike ear on the back, hopefully, and I'm getting that one ASAP. Like these are both instant cops, and I think they'll be instant cops for people out there. But who knows, bro? That's what I'm trying to say. We know the white cement is gonna sell out. Don't get me wrong, but the military blue, a shoe that people been wanting for years, that's been like hasn't released way longer. Those shoes are going for retail in the secondary market, slightly above, if not. Some pairs even sitting on certain sites. Like if you really look, you might can find a pair. I got no issue with that, but that's all I'm saying. Like the legacy stuff, we're gonna see if it keeps hitting. I think it will, don't get me wrong. The next one that kind of threw me off, but at the same time, I'm looking here, it released the same time as the Jordan 4 white cement. So, I mean, I felt like this one released more recently, but no, it's released last in 2016. That's the Jordan 5 OG Metallic, and it released also in 2016. And that one did have the Nike Air on the back as well. So it was the white cement and those that both had the Nike Air on the back. I still have my pair. My pair is still clean. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to off that one just because like that one ain't been beat up. I don't even care to make money off of it, but I just don't want to have doubles of shoes now. Like I already got enough on my plate, man. But that is supposedly releasing and coming back as well. Now, release date for the white cement was May 2025. The grape was summer 2025. And supposedly this one actually has a release date of February 15th, which kind of falls in line with that all-star weekend. So be on the lookout. I think this is gonna be an extremely popular shoe. I mean, it was popular when it last released in 2016, so I don't see why not. It's an OG classic. You know, I like the metallics more than the black toes and the fire reds. You know, I like that one the most as the OG 5 colorways. And then also it's being rumored that one of the most rarest Jordans of all time is supposedly now releasing in 2025. And this is where John Donahoe or whatever, like I feel like Nike is just grabbing whatever they can, like they don't give a damn. It's an emergency almost. But at the same time, I understand like how long we gonna hold these shoes up on a pedestal. But supposedly the undefeated Jordan 4 is gonna be making its return in 2025. One of the most rare Jordan 4s out there. You know, you got undefeated, you got M&Ms. I definitely say the M&Ms are probably even higher up, but they're up there. They're up there. Some people would take the undefeated over the M&M. The colorway is fabulous, but you see the push, the hype that Nike is trying to generate here when they're going deep in their bag. They're not just going on the rim of the bag. They going deep in the bag. You feel me? They up in that mud like Santa Claus, got them funneling through the bag trying to get something up out of there. If they about to drop that, like it's great for me and you, but I'm kind of curious, like damn, like how serious is it? Like, you know, we got it. What's it called? DEFCON 4 or DEFCON 3, 2, 1, whatever. Shit is getting real. We need to get into the bag and pull them out. And hey, it doesn't stop there. We're gonna talk about even more right here. We also have the Foamposite Galaxy, which is confirmed. We've seen it off of sneakers. That's making its return since what, 2013. So it's been over 10 years on that one, which was a extremely sought after pair for quite some time. Even to this day, it's an extreme sought after foam. One of the famous foams, that one. Still been waiting on that pair, Norman. Go ahead and do it, Nike, you might as well. And there was also like a little list of 2025 products right here for the Air Force One Low Escape that dropped in 2005, coming back. The Air Max Waffle Racer SP, which is a hybrid model, but I just wanted to talk about that because these look kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might need a pair of those. You also got the Air Max TL 2.5 is confirmed to return spring 2025. And then of course, the Air Max Thunder, which is a very nice model, making its debut in 2024 and 2025 as well. With that being said, though, we also have some fire upcoming releases like the Aunt Pearl KD4 now, holiday 2024. Travis Scott and the Jumpman Jack has another TR called the Bright Cactus. And that is also set to be releasing on holiday 2024 as well. We are in July, August, September, I believe, is when fall is gonna start popping off. August is like the last, so we're in the middle of summer still. I think we're technically in the middle of summer, so you still have a ways to go for this particular, you know, fall holiday hype up. As far as releases this week, there really isn't that much, like at all. Like literally nothing this week. So we're gonna pass on over that. Now, I had got this information from an Instagram page. If I can find it, I'll post it here because I forgot the name. I think it's called Drop Infos or something, right? Coming back, Nike Off-White collaboration releasing in 2025. It appears that Nike is planning to release more Nike Off-White sneaker collection in as early as within 6 months in 2025. After Nike has reported an earnings loss in 2024, this means we could possibly see the 50+ Nike Off-White collab that were once leaked, including Jordan 4 Off-Whites. I think they're talking about like the Breads. P.S. Don't expect the 10 to re-release, just as a good representation of the Off-White Nike collab. So they used a little clickbait there. I might have to use it as well, but yeah, I don't expect the 10 to come back anytime soon. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on with Virgil's estate, Off-White, that probably had to get dealt with, but more Off-Whites are coming. I'm looking forward to that. We've seen plenty of other Off-Whites at the museum that have not released to the public, so there's still a lot to go. And I know his wife would want to continue his legacy, so you know, I'm pretty sure she would love to do that and continue that on. So more Off-White. Like I said, Nike is going in the bag. I'm just curious how that works. I know for me and you, it sounds like, oh, they're releasing Travis's, bro, they can do a pre-order on, like, I understand it sounds good, but knowing how people are and knowing how this world is, the world thrives off obtaining things that are not easily obtained. And once you make those things easily obtainable, I just don't know how long that works. Yes, Travis Scott's make 1 million pairs, they'll be bought up. I understand that. But I really wonder, like, will we see a devalue in it? I feel like it's a possibility. And we also got to take into the fact that Nike's taking these losses, right? Who was really buying all that product beforehand that was helping boost up Nike? I think that resellers played a big part of that as well. The fact that, you got products dropping each and every time and they're selling out each and every time. Yeah, like, definitely consumers are copping as well, but there's also a ton of resellers that are helping buy your product and then they're making their money on the back end. Now that none of that even matters, resellers ain't buying that, they're not buying that product now at this point. So if resellers ain't buying it and the consumers ain't buying it because resellers ain't buying it up and making it look like it's more than what it is, it's all a mind game. A shoe drops, there's been tons of people, even myself, I won't even lie, where I'm like, I want to get this shoe. I'm about to get this shoe, and then it drops and it's like, oh, what? Damn, this shoe's just wild. It didn't sell out. And then you go look and like, oh, it's going below retail. I'm not gonna go get it. Like and the reason why I say that, hear me out, because you're about to clap me in the comments. I'm not gonna go get it at retail when I know I can get it for less than retail later on. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my main point here. But I feel like, John Donahoe, you got a lot of work to do, brother. You got to figure out what's going on here, because obviously you came in at like a great point right in the middle of COVID. So, we in a different era right now. That's just the point. We're in a different era right now, and I think that Nike's gonna make it back. I think Nike will make a return. It's just gonna take some time, and there's a lot of restructure that needs to go down, a lot of culture that needs to be tapped into. They need to tap into the culture, what people want, but also understand, man, grab your balls and say, man, we Nike, you feel me? Because if you just give everybody what they want, unfortunately, it's going to also devalue the product. This is what it is. Yeezys were once at the top. Now them things are 50% off. And it plays a part in the fact that they're easy accessible now. It plays in the part that Kanye went rogue. It plays in the part of a lot of those things as well. But I do believe in the fact that you can devalue your product even at a retail level. Like, yes, you can devalue it on a resale level, but you can devalue your product to where when you're dropping it, it's not even selling at its retail price point. So they have to play a strategic game here, and they can't just give us Travis's galore pre-orders, because it won't work that way. It just won't. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all as always. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.